everybody, and welcome back to another C++ programming exercise video. In today's video, we're going to be going over programming exercise number 7. And now programming exercise number 7 says, write a program that allows the user to enter the last names of 5 candidates in the local election and the number of votes received by each candidate. The program should then output each candidate's name, the number of votes received, and the percentage of the total votes received by the candidate. Your program should also output the winner of each of the election. A sample output is, and it sort of shows a sample output. So now the first thing I'm going to show you is this is sort of what you're going to be entering into the program. You're going to be entering somebody's last name, and then you're going to be entering the amount of votes they received. And now it will also declare who the winner is, and also show the percentage of votes that each candidate got. So let's get to it. Now the first thing that you want to do is that this is actually entirely optional, though I think it is a good practice to always use constants for when you need to declare something, or you want to declare some sort of variable that you're going to use throughout the entire thing, sort of like because it makes it a lot easier. All you need to do is change this one constant. Boop. Let's say there's only 5 candidates running instead of 6. Wait, there's actually only 5 candidates running right here. Oops. Let's say there's actually 4 candidates running instead of 5. You would just put 4. So it makes it a lot easier for you to change your entire program with just the change of a 1 value. Anyways, so you need to just set the number of candidates to whatever you want it to be. And the next thing you want to do is you need to declare a couple of functions. Int sum votes, int list, comma, int size, int winner index, int list, comma, int size. There we go. So this is going to be sort of like, this function right here is going to calculate the winner of the index, and this one is actually going to sum up all of the votes. Anyways, now that we're done declaring all of our functions, we can get to the main function. So the first thing you want to do is you want to declare string candidates, and now this is going to be an array, candidates, number of candidates. Now this is going to contain all of the last names of these candidates. Anyways, after that we write an int votes, number of candidates. Oh, and by the way, first it's the number of votes are going to be equal to 0. And now int total votes, and then int I. And I need to do cout fixed show point cout set precision to cout enter the candidate's name and the votes received by the candidates. I think this goes right here, actually. Yeah, it does. Enter the candidate's name. Here we go. Actually, never mind. I don't think I'm gonna add that right there. That usually ends up with something bad. So I'm just not gonna have that in there. So thank you. Now we have to write a for loop for I is equal to 0. I is less than number of candidates. I plus plus CIN candidates. I votes. I total votes is equal to sum votes number of candidates. Oh, and by the way, if you do not understand what happened here, basically all I did is that I repeated the amount of, I took in the values that I needed, or that we needed, actually, and then this is just a for loop to take in the values we needed. It's a very simple for loop, to be honest. Although the I is less than number of candidates may seem a little bit daunting, it's really not that complicated. Replace I with any number and you will get the same thing. Anyways, after we're done with this, we can see out candidate tab votes received tab percentage of total votes. And no. Now after that, for I is equal to 0, I is less than number of candidates, semicolon, and then I plus plus. To that we see out left set W 10 candidates I right set W 10 votes I after spacing 3 times, then go to set W 15. After that, you enter static cast. Oop, hold on, let me do that. Double votes I divided by static cast double total votes times 100. Let me just make sure all of these parentheses are linked together. All nice. And yes, they are. Let me just make sure that that is, oop, wait, nope, that's supposed to be right there. That is going to be right there. Let me just delete that. And and after that, we see out total. And now we space a good amount of time, like I guess sort of like right here, maybe right there, I guess. That seems good enough. Total votes and and we can see out the winner of the election is candidates winner index votes, comma, number of candidates period, and down. After we're done with the main function, it's okay, so let's get to doing the functions now that we're done with the main function. And now first we need to do int sum votes, which is equal to int list, comma, int size, int sum, which is equal to 0, for int I, which is equal to 0, semicolon I is less than size, semicolon I plus plus. Now sum is equal to sum plus list I. And then after we're done with all of this, return sum. Now we move on to the next function, which is slightly more complicated, but still not very hard. To code, of course. Int winner index int list comma int size. Now we write in int winner's index, which is equal to 0. And now for int I, which is equal to 0, I is less than size I plus plus. Make sure you don't have that space. And now if list I list win index, then we have winner's index, which is equal to I. And then once we're done with this whole function, we return the winner's index. So basically what this does, it's sort of like, I'll just explain this one really quick. Basically it just adds up all the votes. So it goes through each and one of every single part of the list that we have inputted. And then it goes through each one and adds them all into a variable called sum, and then it returns that sum. And then we have winner's index, which basically gives you the index of the winner of the election. So basically it sort of has the same exact conditional statement as the sum votes, right? Which basically means while I is less than size, and each repetition of I you get 1 added, and I is equal to 0. And now, but instead of having just one line of code, you have if the list with index of I is greater than the list of index winner's index, then winner's index becomes, then I becomes the new winner's index. And that keeps on repeating until we reach the end, and we have the maximum, and then we have the final winner's index, and that winner will be the final winner of the election. So now I think it is time to test our code. Now the code actually ran without any trouble at all. So let's just copy and paste this. Make sure you do Control-C because you can't actually do like the actual right click inside of the terminal or console. So now I just Control-V. And now the winner of the election is Duffy. And you see you get the percentage of the total number of votes. Okay, so that worked pretty well. Now you can actually change this up. You can change this constant int right here. I can change this to 4 actually. And now only take the beginning 4. I'll only take the beginning 4 ones. There we go. And the winner of the election is still Duffy. And we could do stuff like that. You can more or less just change most of the entire program in the way which you would like by just changing the number of candidates constant. Now I hope you guys had a good time doing each and every single one of these writing every single one of these lines of code with me. And hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.